Great. So with that, let's start it out on our mat. We start out here, taking a couple big cleansing breaths. And again. Hand to the opposite knee, rotate. And as always, we're setting our intention for what we're doing with this time. So I'm going to be really present in my body, and I'm going to listen to it when it tells me I need to modify and adjust. Take it over to the other side. I'm going to focus on quality versus quantity. Taking breaks whenever I need to, scaling back when it's going to be more helpful for the form. Take it back into the center. Switch which leg is in front. Again, a couple big breaths. And again, lock the hands as far forward as you can get them, keeping both butt cheeks on the ground. And in this forward fold, also setting our intention for what we want to get out of this time in general. I'm going to just feel a little bit better than I did a few minutes ago. Just want to feel that sense of accomplishment, whatever I want to get out of today. Take another deep breath here. Roll it back up to sitting, and then we're going to pop it all the way up to standing. So from here, I'm going to bring my heels together and the toes apart, and the shoulders are back and are nice and strong and stable here. And I'm going to squeeze and lift. I'm squeezing the heels together as I lift and lower. And I'm going to go up and down without rocking forward because of that squeezing. Thinking about the whole sequence of the foot. So I'm not just down and up, but the whole. Couple more like this, and then if you're ready, we're gonna lift, 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 lift. Keep squeezing the heels towards each other. Lift, 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 lift. Yeah. Trying to stay balanced. We're not rocking and swaying. Just lift, 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 lift. Gonna feel that in the foot, gonna feel that in the calf. 3, 2, lift it and hold it. Squeeze those heels towards each other. Woo! Nice and strong here. Super tall. If you want to reach up to the sky, you can elongate yourself out to your full potential height. So we are measurably taller when we first wake up than we are later in the day. So we're going to elongate ourselves all the way back out through this process, through this kind of workout. Take another deep breath. And coming back down. I'm going to take one foot forward. Hips are squared up, so the shoulders are directly above the hips. I'm nice and stable here. I'm going to bring this leg up to passe and tap. Listen to the hip, you know the drill here. We want to listen to the hip because that's going to help us figure out the angle that's safe and which angles we want to avoid. 3, 2, bring it on up and hold it. First task is just hanging out here. So I'm not resting the foot, I'm using the hip flexors to keep that leg lifted. I'm going to stay nice and strong here. And I'm cool to stay here if I want to. If I want to add in that releve, I can do that as I hold. Lift and lower. I'm a little wonky today. I'm going to lift and lower, keeping that leg up. 3, 2, 1. So I've got this knee lifted. I'm going to bring it out to the side, swing it around, and bring it back down. Up, out, around, and swing it back down. Up, out, around. So when I'm coming around, I still want to be lifted up pretty high for that. I want to come back around before I come down. 4 more. Two more times. And one more time, I'm going to take it up and around, and then I'm going to hold it back here in attitude. So this knee is bent and lifted back behind. And then I'm going to push my weight back. So the leg that I'm standing on, I can bend and straighten the leg, and my weight's going to go back. Not forward into the knee, it's going to go back. So I'm going to pay attention to what happens to this base leg and make sure my butt is going back. Like I'm sitting on a chair rather than poking that knee forward. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to hold that bend with the attitude back. Take a deep breath here. Bring it on back up to standing and relax. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. One more time. You know the news. You know the good news. You got 2 butt cheeks. You get to do all of that again. Heels together, toes apart. Starting from the top, lift and lower. Thinking about it as a sequence. We're lifting and lowering across that set of muscles. It's not just flat and pointed. We are actively working our feet here. When you're ready, lift, 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 lift. Keep squeezing the heels towards each other. You're gonna feel that through the back of your legs. All the way up into your butt. Squeeze, 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 squeeze the heels towards each other like they're magnetized. 3, 2, lift it and hold it. Squeeze the heels towards each other. If you're ready, bring your arms up to the sky. Big deep breaths up here. And one more time. And release. Now we're on the second leg. We're going to take that toe forward, but even though the foot came forward, the hips are still squared up underneath the shoulders. So I'm not, and then we're going to bring it up and points. Listening to my hips. So I know that I have hip issues on the side, so I'm going to have probably a smaller angle on this leg than I do on this one, because that's what I need to do to keep my hips safe. So I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to adjust accordingly. So if I need to not come up quite as high, I need to come more towards the front, I need to go slower, something like that. 3, 2, lift it up and hold it. So I'm not resting the foot, it's not a tree pose. We're hanging out here. We're gonna take a deep breath and just get our bearings. And then, if you're ready, you can add the releve on this side. And I'm gonna try to listen lower and go straight up. Again, not rocking to the side if I can help it. I'm gonna keep my centeredness as much as possible. I feel how my weight's distributed. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna take that knee up, out, around, and back down. Up, out, around, and back down. Upper body stays strong and stable here. Two more. One more time. And then I'm gonna take that leg back to an attitude. I'm gonna find my bearings here. Bend that knee. And lift and lower here. So as I'm doing this, the butt's gonna go back on this leg, not the knee forward. Butt goes back. Butt goes back. Doing a great job. Keep that weight back behind. 3, 2, and we're gonna hold it. Keeping that attitude lifted nice and high. Take another deep breath here. Come on back up and relax and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And one more time. All right, one more standing thing and then we're gonna move on. So feet are together, but we're not gonna squeeze the knees together. They're just parallel to each other. We're gonna keep the weight back. So butt is back and core is tight. And what I mean by that is I wanna have my nice flat back. So I'm gonna take this roundness out, and I'm gonna take this roundness out, and just flatten my spine by pulling the belly button inward. It's very similar to what we do when we're down in the 100. And I'm gonna stay back with my knees above the ankles, palms facing towards each other. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, fill up the ribcage with air, holding in this posture. And then we're gonna add our tricep beats. For 5 beats, breathe in. For 5 beats, breathe out. So palms are facing towards each other. So we're like waving off the smoking hot booty. And we're staying back and low. And the core is tight, so the back is staying flat. I'm gonna take another deep breath here, just like this. And then if I'm ready to add to it, I'm gonna bring one foot up towards my butt and then extend that leg straight. With the leg that's still on the ground, I'm gonna keep my butt back as much as possible. So that weight is shift it back. So I'm feeling it more in my heel and my toes are free to wiggle. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. Keep squeezing the butt cheeks and keep that leg lifted. One more time. Now if you're ready to add to it, we're gonna bring the knee into the chest and then sail that leg back. Knee into the chest, leg sails back. 3, 2, one more time. We're gonna bring the knee into the chest and hold it. Butt goes back, butt goes back. 3, 2, 1, leg goes back and hold it. 3, 2, 1, bring on back up and relax. Big cleansing breath. One more time. How are your arms doing? It's happening. It's happening. Butt back, core tight, flat back. Pull that belly button into your spine. Palms face towards each other. Tricep beats. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. So the more vigorously you can do this, the more you're getting out of it. So like a little one, not going to do much for you. So really try to work those triceps. We're just resisting against gravity. That's it. We're resisting gravity and going in. And if you're ready, we're going to with that knee and extend that leg back. And hold it here for 5 arm beats. Breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. And I'm going to keep my weight back. And my core is going to have to work. My butt cheek's going to have to work to keep me stable here. Both my shoulders are at the same height, so I'm not opening up to the side. My belly button is faced towards the floor. Take another deep breath here. If you're ready to add to it, knee to the chest and leg extends back. Knee to the chest and leg extends back. Keep working those triceps. Keep on working the arms. 3 more. Keep that back nice and flat. All right, this is the one we're going to hold. Bring the knee into the chest and hold it. Keep working those triceps. 3, 2, 1. Leg goes back. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Whew. Big cleansing breath. And one more time. We're going to switch gears. We're going to come down to the mat. I'm going to shift this. Yes, I am making very good songs. Okay. We're down at the end of the mat. We got plenty of mat behind us. Articulate the spine down. All right. Bring the knees into the chest. That should feel pretty decent. What else would feel good right now? Rocking side to side feels good, so I'm going to do that. If it feels good to bring the knees into the armpits and the heels to the sky, I'm going to do that. Checking in with my body. What do I feel? What does it need? Is there something that it wants that I can give it right now? Like a little stretch or a little motion? Take another deep breath here. Being up, hand up for one more breath. And relax. We're going to plant the feet right next to each other. Head, shoulders, and arms are chilling. We're going to turn the heels out, turn the toes out. So we are set to work on our shoulder bridge. We're going to press into the heels. You can lift up the toes if you want to. And we're going to peel off of the mat, starting with the tailbone. One vertebrae at a time, squeeze it up to the shoulder bridge. And then one vertebrae at a time, laying it back down. So this is how we're going to work the pelvic floor, by being really intentional with that articulation of the spine. So we're going to feel that as work here in the pelvic floor, in the glutes, and the legs. It's not the lower back stretching. It is not like we're going out into a wheel. This is much smaller than that, and much more focused on squeezing than it is on stretching. And again, you can have your toes lifted and your heels down if you want to, or you can just have your feet planted, whatever you feel like. A couple more, squeeze up with that shoulder bridge, lay the vertebrae back down. One more time, squeeze it up, and lay it back down. And then this time we're going to peel up and we're going to hold it. So squeeze in the butt cheeks. Feel this is working the pelvic floor. We've got a little bit of core here, a little bit of legs here, but my lower back is chill. My lower back is not feeling this as any kind of strain or work. I'm going to hang out here for another deep breath. feet flat onto the ground. So I'm chilling here in my shoulder bridge. And then I'm gonna bring one knee into the chest and one leg straight up to the sky. And I'm gonna hold it here with the foot flexed towards the ceiling. And both hips are at the same height, so I'm not tilting to the side. I'm still nice and strong and stable here. Take another deep breath. Knee into the chest, leg back up to the sky. Knee into the chest, leg up to the sky. So my challenge is still holding the shoulder bridge. Nothing is lost from that just because I added this leg thing. 3 more. One more time. I'm gonna bring that leg back up to the sky and hold it again. I'm still holding my shoulder bridge super strong. And now we're gonna combine what we're just working on with holding this leg still. 1 vertebrae at a time, lowering down. 1 vertebrae at a time, squeezing back up. Laying the vertebrae down and squeezing to come back up. Articulating that spine while keeping that leg stable. So it's a lot more complicated. And we're trying not to just all the way rest down the mat. That's just a little boop, and then back up. 3 more. Trying not to rest in between as much as you can. And then we're gonna bring it back up to the sky and we're gonna hold it again. Super strong in the shoulder bridge. We're gonna take that heel, lower it down to hover above the ground, and bring it on back up nice and slow. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to bring it up. How are we doing? It's a long time shoulder bridge on one side. Nice and slow. Trying not to press into the arms. 3, 2. This one's gonna be a fun one because we're gonna lower it down to hover and hold it here. For 3, 2, 1. Bring that heel back up to the sky. Bring the knee into the chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your butt as you lower that foot. Articulate the spine down. Roll it up to sitting. Bring your knees into your chest. Woo! All right, so remember which leg you did that on. We're gonna do the other side. Take a deep breath here in extension. Articulate the spine back down. So again, we're gonna reset. Feet are right next to each other. Turn the heels out, turn the toes out. Head, shoulders, arms are chilling. We're gonna articulate up 1 vertebrae at a time and lay it back down 1 at a time. 3 more of these. Squeezing it up and laying it back down. We just want to rehearse this so that we're not just popping it up into a wheel. We're doing something more precise than that. 1 more time, squeeze it up and hold it. We're gonna bring the other knee into the chest and extend that leg straight up to the sky. Knee into the chest, leg straight up to the sky. Holding steady, balancing between the left and the right. So not gonna start tilting. I'm super strong here. 3, 2, bring that leg up to the sky and hold it. So I'm gonna squeeze my butt cheeks and I'm working my pelvic floor and I'm working my legs to hold steady here. And now we're gonna add that little and all the way back up. And all the way back up. So I'm not gonna hold it down at the bottom. I'm not taking a rest. I'm just doing articulation of the spine, and when the tailbone touches the floor, rolling it back up. Three, 2, this is the one we're gonna hold. Squeeze it up and hold it. And then I'm gonna lower that heel down towards the ground in a strong hover just above the floor. I'm gonna squeeze it back up. Staying strong, balanced between the left and the right. Take your time, especially on the way back up. 4, 3, 2. This is the one. We're gonna hover. Holding it out there, take a couple deep breaths. Bring it on back up to the sky. Bring the knee into the chest, lower the foot down, articulate the spine down, roll it up to sitting, pull it back into extension. Woo! Get hamstrings, get glutes. Yep, pelvic floor. Your friends and you will thank me later. All right, roll it on back down. All right, let's start with our core fundamentals, the stuff that we do all the time. Y'all are pros, so you know the deal. We can go through this quickly. Feet are planted, head, shoulders, arms are chilling. Wait, no, that's not true. They are actually chilling. All right, we're gonna squeeze the core, flattening on the back. Squeeze the pelvis forward again. And then we're gonna bring the legs to the table and lift the shoulder blades up finally. Arms at your sides. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Filling up the rib cage with air. Exhaling out. Let's add triceps. For 5 beats, breathe in. For 5 beats, breathe out. So you know your checklist. You know what's up with your neck. You know what's up with your back. You know what's up with your crep. If you're ready, straighten out the legs and rotate the feet out. And if you want to add even more to it, you can take those straight legs and lower them down. So if we've got those legs straight and turned out, we want to keep them straight and turned out so we're not bending the knees. Middle back is flat. Taking care of my neck. 2 more deep breaths. And one more time. Bring the knees back into the chest and chill out. All right, let's go through that again. Middle back is flat. Squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the glutes, legs to table. Lift the shoulder blades up. This time, hands next to the knees for the flagging to 10. Drop the hands, legs go up. Brilliant. Inhale, come back. Exhale, extend. Inhale, come back. Real simple, super precise. Three, 2, one more time. And relax. Knees come on back into the chest. Then they're going to go straight up to the sky again, and we're going to flex the feet. Lift the shoulder blades up. We're going to keep that middle back flat. One heel is going to drift down towards the mat. Point the toe and lift it back up. Flex the foot. Other side, lower it down. Point the toe. Slowly lift it back up. So we have 2 challenges here. One is all this business with the leg and the toe pointing, and one leg staying completely still. And then we also have what's going on with the spine. So we got the shoulders lifted, middle back flat. So there's lots of stuff to be thinking about. Thinking about the shoulders, thinking about your neck's comfort, thinking about the pointing and flexing of the foot alternately. One leg stays completely still up to the sky. If you had a yoga block sitting on top of your foot, it would be able to stay there because you're holding it nice and still. Shoulders stay up, shoulders stay up. If you need to scale this back, you can do this with the knees bent. You can lower it down, point the toe, bring it up. Lower it down, point the toe, bring it up. You can do this exact same thing from tabletop. It's still plenty of ab work to do it that way. So much stuff to think about. I gotta remember these feet. 10 more seconds. One more time. And the last one. And relax. Flip it on over. How are y'all doing? Time keys back. All right, so we have flipped it over. After all that, pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Bend one knee, look over your shoulder at your big toe. And same thing, other side. And relax. We're going to take it to a slightly different plank than we usually do. We're going to plant the hands directly underneath the shoulders. And we're going to start here in our little quadruped. Tuck the toes under and lift. So the knees are off the ground. Our back is still flat. Shoulders and hips at the same height. We're going to take a deep breath here. Pulling in this weird little plank. And then we're going to turn the knees out and in. And out and in. So it's a little bit of a rotation from the foot, so you're not going to torque out your knee. It's a little bit of a rotation from the feet. But you're going to feel this, of course, through the inside of the thighs, as well as all the other places where you're holding this plank. So your arms and your core
Knees in, knees out. They point forward, they point out. Back is flat, stay strong here. This one's a weird one, I know. So it's a lot of thinking about keeping the hips and the shoulders at the same height while you add this abduction, adduction of the thighs. How are your legs doing? 3, 2, 1, and relax it back down. Separate the knees. Butt comes back towards the feet. Taking a chill out moment here. I'm going to thread one arm underneath, come down onto the shoulder. And then bring that arm forward. Same thing other side, thread it underneath, come down onto your shoulder to stretch it out. Take another deep breath. And we're going back to that weird little plank. Yeah, weird little plank. Yeah, buddy. I still don't know what is going on with this stopwatch. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so hands are planted directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes under, squeeze it up to that weird little plank so the knees are lifted off the ground. So instead of bringing the knees in and out like we were before, I'm going to pick one foot up, bring that heel up, plant that foot back down. My challenge is not losing the plank. My butt wants to rise up like a whole super lat. But instead, I'm going to lift and keep that plank. Keep my shoulders and hips at the same height. Lift. Just bringing the heel towards the sky, keeping my butt at the same height. Heel to the sky. Heel to the sky, holding that plank. It's a lot of work for my arms. I'm going to make sure that my whole hand is distributing this work evenly. My fingertips are working. It's not just my wrist. Exhale to bring that leg up. Inhale to lower back down. Keep that slide back. Arms working hard. You got this. Core is working hard. Take breaks if you need to, but we're going to stay tough. We're almost there. 10 more seconds. One more to each side. And last one. And lower it back down. Separate the knees. Butt comes back to the feet. Reach the arms forward in that child's pose again. Slightly different stretch. I'm going to take my left hand forward into the left. Right hand on top of it. One more deep breath here. Come on back into the center. Right hand forward into the right, left hand on top of it. Bring it on back into the center. We're going to take one more deep breath here in the child's pose, chilling for a moment before we go back out to one more of those weird little planks. They are so weird. All right, plant the hands. We're going to start out in our quadruped, making sure we use the whole hand, making sure we're not locking the elbows. Tuck the toes under, bring it up to that low plank one more time. So finding ourselves centered and stable and flat back. Knee into the chest, legs straight out. And then bring it back in and down. Knee into the chest, legs straight out, back in and down. Knee into the chest, legs straight out, back in and down. Keeping that plank. Keep that weird little modified plank. Knee into the chest, leg back. Knee to the chest, plant the legs. Listening to the hips because we started adding this hip flexor stuff here. So we're going to listen to the hips about the angles that they're okay with. Listening to the arms, making sure we're not locking the elbow. We're actively using the arms to be in this position. We're almost there. Keep the shoulders and hips at the same height, flat back. 10 more seconds. And one more time. And we're here, and relax. Separate the knees, push the leg back. How y'all doing? It's such a weird little plank. Take a deep breath here in your child's pose, and then we're gonna take it forward. Whew. And give the room a big hug. Hi, room. Thanks for everything, room. All right, real quick pop quiz. Especially since I'm not sure if I mirrored you or not. Left and right. Left and right. Checking left and right. So you just need to check it on your own body. We're gonna keep the hands glued to the ground. Pick up the left foot. Bend your right hand. Bring your left foot to your right hand. It's okay if they don't actually touch. You're just aiming in that direction to twist at this time. Try not to squish your boobs if you got them. Be in a comfortable spot where you're getting a stretch, not hurting yourself. Take another deep breath here in this twist. And coming back down to give the room a big ol' hug. All right, left, right. Just double checking. We're gonna keep the hands glued to where they are. We're gonna move the right foot and bring it to the left hand. Twisting out the spine and stretching out that shoulder. Couple more deep breaths here. One more time. Bring it on back into the center. All right, press that up. We're going into our last sequence, which is going to be just a very quick little side series. Super, super short. Okay, so coming on down to our sides, stacking the hips, bringing the feet up towards the corner of the mat. We're just going to do a couple quick minutes of working this kind of stuff. So we got everybody's got a little bit of work today. And then we'll be done. That's where we're at. We're gonna take that top leg, point the toe, kick up, bend, trace out. Kick up, bend, trace out. You know the drill here. We wanna keep the hips stacked. And from chest up, you can be rested however you wanna be, but you wanna hold still during this. So we're not rocking and swaying. And that's part of the job, is using your core to stay nice and stable here. 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna go the other way. Drag it up, kick it up, flex, resist down. Drag it up, kick it up, flex, resist down. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We got our hips stacked. Foot is going to come back. So hips are stacked, and I'm going to squeeze back and lift, lift, lift. Keeping that heel pointed up to the sky. And lift, lift, lift. Just double checking that we are still, yep, we are still sharing. Okay. Just checking. It's always exciting. Everything's exciting all the time. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot and knee both forward. Open and close. Foot and knee are both forward. So we want to make sure that foot stays forward. If it comes back, it's a lot less work. This is the last one we're going to do on this side, and then we're going to stretch it out.
3, 2, 1. All right, bring it onto your back. Take the foot onto the opposite thigh. Hold that thigh into your chest. Taking a deep breath here, we're going to hold that static stretch, but with every exhale, feel yourself able to pull it in just a little bit deeper. And one more deep breath here. And switch. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're stacking the hips. And we're nice and stable here. And reset. All right, kick it up. Bend the knee. Trace it out. Kick it up. Bend the knee. Trace it out. In a couple seconds, we're going to switch directions. All right, we're going the other way. Drag it in, kick it up, flex the foot, resist. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. It looks like people fell out of the Zoom meeting. So I'm just going to keep going because I'm recording. But I'm going to stop talking as much because if no one's here, it feels weird. 3, 2, 1. Let's take that top leg, squeeze it back so that the hips are stacked, and lift, lift, lift. And I can use this top arm to keep me nice and stable, to keep me from rocking and swaying. And lift, lift, lift. Aiming the heel towards the sky, hips are stacked, from waist up, not moving. Almost there. Keep lifting that heel to the sky, keeping everything else nice and still. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it in, lift and lower. Both the knee and the foot are forward, making sure the knee and the foot are both forward. This is the last thing we're doing, and then final stretches, and that's it. We're almost there. And this is one of those where we start zoning out, but we got to keep that foot forward, we got to get that knee forward, because this is one of those things that is super, super helpful and important for your knee health and the stability of your joints, even though this isn't necessarily like glamour muscles, although it is working the outside of your leg, so whatever. But this is one that is super, super important for stability. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna take it onto the back. Take the leg you just worked, put it on the opposite thigh, pull that thigh into your chest. Taking deep breaths, bringing the knee closer and closer with every exhale. One more deep breath here. Bring it on back up to sitting. All right, getting straightened back where we first started and taking stock. We set an intention at the beginning, just checking to see how we're doing now. One more deep breath. Checking in with the version of ourselves from earlier, seeing how we feel now. What are the feelings, the sensations, the thoughts? Just being aware of them, being okay with them. Noticing if there's something that we need to give our body, or if there's a thought that we can just hold on to for a moment, or if it needs to just come in and let go. One more breath here. And our final cleansing breaths. Breathing in gratitude. Once again in celebration. And thank you so much for your time and your hard work. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
See you tomorrow.